So I'm almost 2 years out, and I've been through a lot. My first year was rough. And I've had acute rejection. I've already been through chronic rejection, all the treatments therein. I've had multiple stomach surgeries. I've had multiple sinus surgeries. It has been a trip. And people ask me all the time, would you do it again?
'Cause you are beautiful in all your ways.
When I was in elementary school and junior high, I was very shy and introverted. And to be honest, a lot of the kids made fun of me really bad. I think it had a lot to do with me being the sick kid. I don't think they really understood what was wrong with me at that age. They thought maybe they could catch it. Maybe I was contagious. Yeah, kids, they didn't understand. And also, I think it had a lot to do with, I was really bookish. I studied a lot. I was really into studying and getting good grades, and I was like a crazy overachiever. And so, the teachers like that, and so they were like, oh, she's a teacher's pet, and so that kind of got me, in the crosshairs of teasing. And I also got teased a little bit for my religion a little bit, and so I don't know, it was like the trifecta of bullying. And so I felt kind of like, well, maybe if I stay in the corner and I'm real quiet and I don't, say anything, they'll leave me alone. I think there was a point in high school where I said to myself, I don't care what the people in high school think, I'm going to do what I want, which was in sophomore year. I just had a switch flip in my head, and I was like, you know what? These people, they don't have the same ideas as me. They don't have the same, I don't know. It was just kind of like I looked around me and I was like, they don't really care about me. I had some friends. I'm not saying that I didn't, but it was just like, for the most part, they were teasing me and things like that. And so I kind of thought to myself, if the people here are saying these things about me, then they don't have the same ideas and concepts that I do. Then why would I care if they don't like what I say or do or the choices that I make? Now that I'm an adult, for the most part, I like to wear what I like. I mean, if it's a trend and I like it, I wear it. If it's not a trend and I like it, I wear it. I mean, I just do. However, I do like to think about what the people around me, how it will affect the people around me. For example, I don't want to wear things that are so extreme or immodest that it could offend people. Because I feel like what I've learned, I have learned a lot of things from the Bible. I'm a very religious, person. I've learned a lot from the Bible, and I believe that the Bible tells us to respect other people. We have to respect everyone around us, and we do have rights to choose our own style. The Bible doesn't give us a certain uniform to wear, but we have to respect people around us. So I like to wear what I want to wear, and I want to be stylish, and I want to feel good about myself. But I also don't want to offend anybody around me. I don't want to offend my friends, or if I go visit some of my friends and they're maybe elderly, I don't want them to be like, what? She's got everything hanging out or whatever like that. So I want to respect the people around me, and I want them to be happy, and I want them to be comfortable. But outside of that, I love stuff, trends, and I love vintage stuff, and I love color. I like mixing crazy patterns and crazy colors, and sometimes when I show up, my friends are like, wow, you got a lot going on, and I'm like, yeah, I do. I have several different very severe immune and autoimmune diseases. Most of which I didn't even know I had because, like I explained earlier, it was a mystery what was wrong with me for many, many years. I didn't get correctly diagnosed until I was in my late teens, early 20s. And at that time, they knew that what I had was going to eventually cause me to have lots of problems, especially with my lungs because they were weak early on in my childhood. After I got married to my husband, Leland, my health declined quickly. The disease that, specifically the lung disease that I had, is called bronchiolitis obliterans. And it is exactly how it sounds. It obliterates your bronchioles, which is parts of your lungs. It causes severe lung tissue, and it's degenerative and it's terminal. It's different in every person. It's like a snowflake. Some people can live with it till they die of natural causes. It never does anything. And other people, like me, you just completely snowball. And in my case, I snowballed even faster than the doctors ever imagined. I mean, I got listed. I had to move to Houston. And I was on the list. I had been on the list for about 6 months. And one day we had been with my mom and grandmother had come to visit. We had been shopping that day. I was on oxygen at this time, obviously. And well, it won't be obvious to most people, but I was on oxygen for this time. And we had been shopping that day. You know, they want you to still be active, don't play around. And that night I just didn't feel well, and we couldn't get my oxygen to come back up, even when we turned our machine off all the way. So they admitted me to the hospital, and over the course of the next couple of days, I just got worse and worse and worse. And the doctors came and they told me, you won't be going home. You're going to stay in the hospital until you get your new lungs, and that's basically it. And I ended up, before my transplant, I was on 30 liters of oxygen, and then a BiPAP machine, which is a machine that pushes air in and pulls it out at 100% oxygen. So I was pretty much at the maximum amount of treatment that they could have gotten me on at the time. And I waited in the hospital for 6.5 weeks. And then they came in one night. We were with some friends, and I was eating a salad from Salata. They had brought me a salad from Salata. And the nurse came in and she said, Miriam, stop eating dinner. And I just looked at her and I was like, I had my fork like this. Mid, like air. And I was like, what? And she said, just stop eating, okay? I'll be back later. And so we were all just sitting there, not moving, because we kind of knew what it meant, but she's not allowed to say anything. They have to bring in another person to tell you if it's going to, for real, happen. And so I put my fork down and I set my salad aside, and we're just all sitting there like motionless. And it was like another, I don't even know how long it was before they had another coordinator come in and tell us. And so that was the day that I got my new lungs, and that was March 6th. Well, that wasn't, but when I actually had the surgery was March 6th, 2015. So I'm almost 2 years out, and I've been through a lot. My first year was rough. And I've had acute rejection. I've already been through chronic rejection, all the treatments therein. I've had multiple stomach surgeries. I've had multiple sinus surgeries. It has been a trip. And people ask me all the time, would you do it again? And I've heard other people, heard this question asked to a lot of different transplant patients. And I've heard many people give different answers. But I can only give one answer, and the answer is, if I hadn't have done it, I wouldn't have been here now. I would be somewhere else, which would be not living. I wouldn't have had almost 2 years to be able to, see my nephew be 2.5 years old, see my niece be born, celebrate 2 anniversaries with my husband, go to my first 3-day Bible convention in 3 years. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. I could list 50 different things that I've been able to do in nearly 2 years that would have never happened for me. So would I do it again? Yeah, I would do it again, because it's given me such an opportunity. And I'm so thankful every day to my donor's family, because of the decision that they made that gave me an opportunity, and all the people, other people that they help that are out there that I don't know, but I know they're grateful too.
Beautiful in all your ways, King of Kings.